Shy, Season 5, Episode 8, title, Sweet Thing. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, grannies and grandads? I go by the name of the Black Abstract. If you're new to my channel, let's talk about this episode. First, we gotta talk about the elephant in the room. We all saw the trailer for the episode prior to it coming on. And man, Tiffany is a fucking... she is a piece of work. She is a piece of work. We all knew what she was going to do when she pulled up to the door with her little oversized hoodie on. We knew it was under there. And then she tried to set the thirst trap. And I need to applaud. Let's give a round of applause for Emmett for not taking the bait, man. Emmett has very changed. If you watch the first seasons, ain't no way that Emmett would have not took the bait and gave into temptation. You know what I'm saying? See, if Adam would have did this, we would be all good right now. If he would have never took the temptation from Eve, we'd be all good right now. You got to be like Emmett. It shouldn't be Adam and Eve. It should be Emmett and Eve because Emmett is the guy. Anyway, one thing I loved about this episode was the wardrobe. How, I don't know if you guys noticed, in every scene, somebody had either red, white, or pink on. Every scene in the show. Every scene. We see at the beginning, the guys are in the store. Everybody's buying cars for their significant other. And just, everybody's in the Valentine's Day spirit because that's what it was. But every scene in this episode, somebody had on red, white, or pink. And I thought that was pretty dope. That was like done intentionally. So, I pay attention to little stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Seeing Emmett. Emmett grabbed the last card at the store, and then the dude grabbed the envelope. And be petty and ball it up. I'm like, yo, he petty as hell. We see Trig, Shad, and Kevin, as well as Iman Shumper's character buying something for Valentine's Day. We see we see the Pops. He ain't worried about no damn Valentine's Day. He just buying stuff for himself. He like, I don't care about none of this stuff right here. So that was pretty funny to see. Darnell, he's like, yo, I ain't paying no attention. He don't even know it's Valentine's Day. We see Jake is buying something for Gemma. Of course, he got his red and white on. I'm telling you, everybody had pink, red, or white. Go back and watch the episode if you didn't pay attention. Jake is trying to comfort Gemma. Just give her some reassurance. Everything's fine. He gives her a holiday. Not even everything's fine. He's just trying to like, just trying to lift her spirits up. And she's devastated from this. It's a big loss. This is something that you got to deal with. This is something I had to deal with at a young age. Having a female, and we were decided to, conceive, and it just didn't work out. And I remember it was devastating for both of us. I was just like, wow. And then that particular female, to this day, she I guess she hasn't been able to conceive. So you wonder about stuff like that, because that's somebody that wants to conceive and want to have kids. Then you got people who don't want nothing to do with kids, and they having a litter of kids every year they pregnant. So that's how things work, man. That's how life works. We see Darnell and Emmett are moving some things moving Keisha's things into the house. And they decide to have a discussion. Darnell wants to ask Emmett for his mom's hand in marriage, but he wants Emmett's blessing, which is crazy because it should be the other way around. But you know how it is. But Darnell done fucked up so much over the years. It's kind of hard to, he kind of got to earn his trust back with everybody. So I get it. But Emmett says no. Emma's like, I don't know yet. So he's like, yo, how I know you're not going how I know you're not gonna mess this up again. And Darnell tries to kind of reassure him that that's over with. I'm a changed man. We see Keisha come in and they start talking about Valentine's Day, and Darnell doesn't even know it's Valentine's Day. He like, it's Valentine's Day. I'm like, wow, this dude is something else, man. He's a mess. We see Keisha and Emmett are happy that they're moving in with each other and taking that next step to be with each other. And listen, they look genuinely happy, man. I can honestly say that. Obviously, we know they're not together in real life, but just great acting on the show, just good on-screen chemistry, and that's all you can really ask for with the Shy, because they don't really have nothing else. They don't have a storyline, so the least you could give us is great on-screen chemistry. So I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Other than that, we see. Sorry, I got a notification. We see Trig is hurrying up to homegirl's house. He gives her a car and decides to he like, yo, sorry for just showing up and popping up, and he's trying to make things right. I guess he really likes her, and they're trying to just make it. Who cares about Trig's story, to be honest? It doesn't matter. It's like they just trying to replace Imani, which was actually a story we cared about because we grew up from the ground up. We saw how things affected Trig and whatnot, and I just think that was wrong how they just kind of just wrote the character off and just replace her with another trans woman, and it's like, come on, man. Like, we just supposed to be like, oh, okay, well, yeah, we'll accept this. Like, come on now. And then Trig got the homegirl who really likes him right in front of him, and he's not paying her no attention. Oh, and Shad, you a dirty dog too. We gotta talk about Shad later on. We see Tiff comes to get the baby, and she wants Emmett to watch the son, and he's like, yo, I got my other boys, I can't do it. And she's like, don't you got Keisha here? Ain't that what Keisha here for? He was like, yo, I got her a spa day, so I'm already have Ronnie and the other boys. The mom, grandma gonna have to step in and take them. You know what I'm saying? So she's like, oh, you never did nothing like that with me. She got to throw her little 2 cents hating ass in there. I'm like, dude, they really villainized Tiff this season though, because Tiff wasn't that. She actually was. You watched the first season. She was pretty bad. She was bad. She was always bad. And she just never got it together. We see Kevin, is making plans with his boo and his little sister girlfriend, her little fucking snarl. She always making these faces. What? She's weird. Why are you doing that? And blah blah blah. She's always hating this shit. But she ain't had nobody. And then Kevin just being a G, just being supportive, like, yo, if you need anything or whatever, blah, 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 I got you. She's like, I know. Back to Gemma. Yo, this fucking computer suck. Back to Gemma. We see her having a conversation with her pops. And, Jake, no, we see her having a conversation with Jake. And, they just talking, and she's just like, yo, he's kind of like, does it feel different, or do you regret any? Like, are you relieved? That's what he said to her. Are you relieved? And she was like, why would you ask me that? And he's just like, it's just a question, because this was something that would have altered their lives. And as much as they could look at it like it was a hindrance, you could look at it too like maybe it just wasn't meant to happen at this particular moment. You can focus now on school and whatnot. So I get it. You know what I'm saying? I get it. But she just tells him, like, listen, I don't know. I'm not going to be the same, and things going to be different. And, she was kind of giving Jake a little hell. I ain't going to even hold you. I'm like, damn, Jimmy, you ain't got to be that mean to the boy. You know what I'm saying? So we see Trig's fake girlfriend come over and talking about plans or whatnot, and I think they agree to have a double date. And Trey's like, all right, cool, whatever, you know what I'm saying? And we see it happen. We see that Tiff And Iman, he has a prior engagement, but she's talking to him about what Emmett did, and he's just like, yo, why you still on that? Like, I thought you was over that shit. You know what I'm saying? And clearly she's not, and he sees this too. But he has a prior engagement that he has to go to on Valentine's Day, and he was like, yo, I give you every day like it's Valentine's Day. We shouldn't let one day define us and shit. I was like, yo, this nigga sound just like my man brother. This is the type of comments, this is the type of shit he do. And I'll be like, dude, everything ain't gotta be so deep, bro. Sometimes you just gotta go along with the flow. Out at dinner, we see they on a date, and listen, Trig's into his phone. Trig's date is into Shad. Shad is into his girl, but he's also chastising Trig for not being into his girl. He's like, listen, you better pay attention to this beautiful queen right here. And obviously Trig's, they know what the situation is. Shad's girl doesn't know what their situation is, so she's kind of like, yo, what? I don't get it. Like, what's going on? Shad, being the blabbermouth he is, almost spills the beans about what the situation really is, but he checks himself and kind of rebounds. But once he makes the comment, his girl starts giving him like the side eye, and looking at him a little bit, and we see that it costs him later on. When they get back to the house, she's like, I saw you paying attention, but at dinner Shad was Mr. Lover, man. Listen, I'm like, yo, listen, Shad, do your thing, bruh. But when he said at the house, she's like, I could tell you like her. I could tell you're attracted to her. He said, yo, I just got out of jail. Everything's attractive to me. I was just like, what the fuck would you say that for? And I hope I like their dynamic. The fact they showed him going to her parents' house and they showed all this stuff, I thought this was going to be a long-lasting situation for him. And to just see it end like this is kind of like, what the fuck? And then brings in this other girl, and they start getting it on. I'm like, okay, this is about to be crazy, because I don't think Trig's going to care, but I think that it can mess up political aspirations if, somebody find this shit out. You know what I'm saying? So, we'll see what happens, man. We see Keisha at the hotel. She getting pampered and all this good stuff. And for some odd reason, she decides to invite Keisha or Tiff. And I'm like, okay, this supposed to be a spa date. You'll think she'd be chilling with the rose or whatever you girls use nowadays, and just chilling. You know what I'm saying? And I'm all for a spa day, but ain't Valentine's Day about two people getting it in? I would have had to creep to the hotel if I was Emmett. But hey, I get it. He trying to make the day about her. Do your thing, baby. Tiff decides to take Keisha up on her offer and talk to her. Same time we see Iman leaving, and she's hugging him, and the whole time she's hugging him, I'm like, she's either short as hell or Iman is tall as hell. And we know he's a basketball player, so he's tall as hell. We see Kevin having a date with his old girl, and Kevin is a little like, yeah, it was the same thing I was thinking. Yeah. I was like, yo, why you do that? Jake and Jim are still getting close and talking, and that's what they did this whole episode. It was kind of them just talking to each other and coping and getting through this together. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like, I like the fact that Jake wasn't trying to distance himself. He wasn't trying to ghost her out. He was there being supportive like he should have been. You know what I'm saying? Like, she going through some shit, but it's like, you're not going through no shit. We going through some shit. You get what I'm saying? So we see Papa is with dude we hate. What's this dude? I can always forget this kid's name. Papa's hanging with old boy that we don't like really that much. He's talking. He wants to date Jake's sister. I'm gonna just call her Jake's sister, the living one. I keep forgetting her name too. But he keeps talking about she wants to date her, and he wants to be her secret admirer. And I'm like, dude, you like just cause somebody to lose their baby. Like, that's the last thing you could that you should be thinking about. Jabari, I believe his name is, or whatnot. And sure enough, Papa helps him write a secret admirer letter. They wind up going over to Kevin's house, giving it to the girl, and then this fool walks right in. And it's like, okay, the secret's not that hidden, but I don't think it was meant to be. And she's like, yo, I don't mind kicking it with you, but you have to apologize to Jake and Gemma. And Jabari, whatever the fuck his name is, he doesn't want to do that, obviously, for whatever reason. And but Papa kind of convinces him and nudges him to do so, because he really liked the girl. We see Keisha, and Tiff have a conversation, and she's like, "Listen, how do you know he not gonna do this to you?" And she's like, "Yo, I think he changed." And you can tell Tiff is real salty about the situation. Like she doesn't care for this at all. And it's simple fact because she's seeing Emmett become the man that she wanted him to be, but he had already became that man when he told you what he did prior to y'all getting married. That was him becoming that man. He felt so guilty about it. He was trying to tell you, but you didn't want to forgive him for that. You got mad and you got so into emotions. You wanted to hurt him again. And, now she's trying to see if Emmett is doing this just to hurt her. And I think that was the test of why she went over there to, try to seduce Emmett. Because she's not Keisha friend. As much as she try to make it out to seem or try to be, it's never going to be the same with them. You know what I'm saying? So it was just to fill the room. And I think it was kind of like the fact that Keisha was confiding in Keisha when her and Emmett was breaking up. And then Keisha kind of I don't say she used it, but she used it to her advantage to kind of like console Emmett. And, they kind of wind up doing what they was doing. You get what I'm saying? So I get it, man. I get it. She got a right to somewhat feel betrayed because Keisha, you know what I mean? Like Keisha should have, but hey, man, you can't help who you love. And like Emmett said, yo, I was smashing Keisha since high school. Like I was smashing Keisha probably before you. But so soon as she leaves, and she goes to Emmett's crib and she tried to seduce him. And like I said, my man didn't take the bait. We see Dre and Nina watching their wedding day, and I almost forgot. I forgot about their wedding in the beginning of season 3, when Keisha got kidnapped, and just celebrating their love, man, their union. This probably is one of my favorite couples on the show for the simple fact that they're the ones without the least toxicness in their relationship. You know what I'm saying? They have misunderstandings, but at the end of the day, they agree to go to therapy. They work it out, and I don't know, shit like that. I ain't trying to get emotional, but that touched me. You know what I'm saying? I love that. It's a lot of toxicness on this show, and it's normal life. People go through shit, but I like the fact that their dynamic has always been. It always works itself out. You know what I'm saying? Like Dre is always fighting for her family. You know what I'm saying? She's an empathist. She'll move the girl in, and I salute the actress that plays Dre. I salute you, because you do an amazing job. At first I was like, why they swap the characters out? You know what I mean? Because blah blah blah. But I think this character does a better job at conveying who they want Dre to embody versus that other character, the other person that was playing her. You know what I'm saying? It's not a knock to that actress, but I just think this character does a great job, and I love their dynamic. I like the fact that they're so non-toxic. They don't really they cut their scenes a little bit because there's nothing going on with them. So that's the sucky part about it. But we got to talk about Darnell and Emmett's mom. They they ran into some old friends somewhere when they were out, and they were surprised to see them two together because of just how their relationship was back then and how fucked up Darnell was. And they decided to go on a double date with them, and they were talking about how they lived their life and all the things they accomplished. And Darnell, and we see Darnell and them, they like kind of regretting and feeling foolish about a lot of the shit and mistakes they made in their past, because who knows the life they could have had prior to Darnell wanted to be this player or fucking get all these other girls pregnant and, just being a boy, not wanting to be a man. Listen, it's no age limit on when a man becomes a man. He can become a man at 40. He can become a man at 18. He can become a man. I done seen young 18-year-olds fully committed to their family, got houses, kids, and married, and just straight and narrow, don't fuck around at all. I done seen so it's just all about a mind state. When you ready to settle down and do what the fuck you want to do, that's what the hell you want to do. And there's nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? At the same time, Darnell's coming to realize, and he's like, yo, we done missed out on so many things, so many years. And, it was funny, but it was also embarrassing for them because it's just like, damn, like, we could have had this life. But instead, but shit happens for a reason, Darnell had to get all that shit out of the system because who knows? They might have got married and did it the right way, and then them temptations probably still would have came, and it's better it not come in the middle of a marriage than, you guys are separated and just single or whatever you're doing, dating loosely. So I get it. We see we see Shad fuck up his pussy, or almost fuck up his ass. From he comes downstairs and he think about to get it on with his girl, and she's packing her shit up leaving. He like, yo, where you going? And she's like, yo, I know you like her and blah blah blah. She let that get in her head. She like, I see the compliments you giving her and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, yo, it ain't like that. And I'm like, Shad, you overly complimenting, dude. You can't do that. You gotta compliment your lady. As much as, the other girl is pretty or whatever, you gotta fucking compliment your lady, and just straight like that. You know what I'm saying? Tiff comes over. This is Tiff's scene next. She comes over, and seeing the fact that she didn't get what she wanted was awesome to me. She comes home, and we see that Iman has set up everything for her. He got the house and everything lit, and he decided to cancel his flight and actually spend some time with his lady. And little did he know what his lady was out there doing. As you can see, she has guilt on her face written all over. And he's like, "Oh, you good?" He's like, "Yeah, yeah." And they come down. He got dinner ready for her. And she sits down to eat, and she just got the fucking look of shame. She has this look of guilt because she knows what she just did. And listen, it's always the ones, dude. It's the ones you least expected. They got the fucking innocent faces, be doing the most bullshit. And that's what happens here. She had egg on her face, you know what I'm saying? The next scene we see, Trig decides to take out his girl. Not his fake girl, his real girl, his boyfriend girl, or he's the boy, whatever. They decide to go out on a date, and obviously she's upset because she don't like being hidden. But he been texting her all day, ready, and they decide to have a little thing. At the same time, old girl comes down to Shad's room, and they wind up doing it nasty. I'm like, uh-oh, this is crazy. We see Gemma talking to her papa. And listen, he wins Dad of the Year, man. He's so supportive. And everything she does, you know what I'm saying? He's a good dude, man. He really is. Dude didn't have to do him like that. At the same time, we see Jake walking in. He got her orange juice. I'm like, oh, look at he done got his girl something to eat and some juice. And she tells him, listen, I'm not gonna be the same after this. And he's like, yo, neither am I. And I'm like, look at these little two dysfunctional motherfuckers. They're made for each other. Next is the Papa scene. I talked about that earlier. At the same time, we see Emmett come by and talk to Darnell. He gives him his blessing. And he tells his pops about what Tiff tried to do. And Darnell's like, yo, you got to tell Keisha. He's like, I do? For what? He's like, yo, you got to tell her everything, man. No secrets. So I think that's going to lead to like a big showdown in the next episode or so. And I don't know how many episodes is in the show. Is it 8 or 10? I don't think this is the season finale. They want to end it on this note. It would have ended on, because they showed the clip for the next episode. Yeah. Right after that, we see Jada. And what was those sneakers Jada was wearing with the fucking them busted ass shoes she wore with that nice dress? And I love Jada's hair. I don't know what she did with it. That's I don't know. I just like it. It works for her. The blonde or the like the silver. I was like, yo, that shit dope. But we see her come in and Darnell proposes. He gets on one knee and she's like, "Are you serious?" And he like, "Yeah, nigga, like I'm serious and shit." And he decides to do it the right. I ain't gonna lie, I got emotional. I know I'm not the only one that got emotional watching that scene. After all the bullshit they endured, to see, full circle and to see the progression in the 360 of Darnell and these two people who have been through all this stuff together come back full circle and decide to get married. Emmett probably like, damn, like my mom and dad is getting married. Like that's fucking dope. You know what I'm saying? Like you motherfuckers hated each other for years and then got married. That's like my mom and dad getting married. And they hate each other. And every time they can, they take swipes at each other. So I know how your mom doing. They be asking just to see if one doing better than the other. How's your mom doing? And you know how she doing. Oh, okay. My mom said this the other day. What your dad do for your birthday? I said, oh, he sent me some money. Oh, I hate him. I said, yo, what the fuck? Anyway, great episode. I liked it. I enjoyed it. Post your comments below. Let me know what you think. Peace, love, and prosperity. One.